Something's different, yes. Couple things, actually. I got some new plastic glasses at the Dollar Tree. Pink ones that I have like this. I fell asleep and broke the earpiece when I turned over or something. Broken, so I stopped by and got that. Basically, and I also got a cold. Fever, sinus infection up here, and been blowing my nose all day, and when I'm done blowing my nose, it drips, so I end up sticking a tissue up my nose, like this. I go around the house with a tissue in my nose, and it ends up getting soaked because it just keeps dripping. And, yeah. Basically, my rant that I'll try to keep short. I have a problem with being concise, but I'll try. Here goes. Yesterday, I auditioned for a play. The auditions were at 2 p.m., and they went for an hour and a half, how long it took. But they were supposed to start at 2. I was there at 20 minutes to 2 to fill out the audition forms, which you always have to do. Your name, address, how tall you are, how much you weigh, what you've done before, if anything, what part you want, what part you don't want, that kind of stuff. I was ready, rip round, ready to go by 2 o'clock. I was sitting in the theater part waiting for the director and the assistant director and anyone else. For the 6 parts in the play, I'd say there were about 12 of us that showed up. She would put us up there, a couple or 2 or 3 people at a time, to read these various scenes. And a rule of thumb when you're auditioning, that if you're called up to audition a few times, that's a good sign. That means they're thinking about you in that role, and they're trying to picture it in their head. Or they're not quite sure, but they think they might want you. If you're only called up 1 time, that's not a good sign, unless you're exactly what they wanted, but they still should have you read more than once. But generally, if you're only called 1 time or not at all, that's not a good sign. I was called up quite a few times, so I thought, ooh, I have a chance. After that, basically, the procedure, she announced, since there aren't very many people that came, and I'll be watching, I'm filming this, and I'll watch it and make up my mind tonight, I will be calling everyone to let them know. Now, that's what she said. Does that not sound like I will call everyone? It means all 12 of you that showed up? That's what it sounded like to me. Maybe she meant I will call all the people that made a part. Because I never got a call. And I was pretty upset about it. I'll have to let it go, and I'll drop it. But my rant is, when someone makes such a stinking fuss about being on time, oh, I demand to have everyone on time. She went on for like 10 minutes about it. For someone like that, and then she says she'll call and she doesn't. Yeah, it sounds like one of those girls waiting for their guy to call back after a date. Oh. But it just angers me that someone doesn't follow through when they say they will. I mean, I'm glad, if I didn't get a part, because who needs someone that you can't even understand? I mean, you can understand the words coming out of their mouth, but the intention obviously was lost. And not lost in translation. There was no translating to it. So I'm really disappointed. I mean, she could have at least called back people and said, I'm sorry you didn't get the part, but we really could use your help backstage, blah, 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 and don't forget, and everybody is welcome, and everyone, make you feel good, make you want to do it again, make you want to volunteer, make you want to do things. But she didn't. So I'll get off my soapbox now. Have a nice rest of the week. If you only see me today, Wednesday is Whoop Whoop Wednesday. Well, I will have a joke for you. And I'm going to take some more medicine for this cold and try to get rid of it. Upward and onward.